Good morning, everybody. This is just another day that I've decided to pick up the camera, so this video is probably going to be an amalgamation of random events, but basically I'm just going to quickly explain what I'm going to try and do. So it's a Sunday. Jack is racing his bike at 9:30 and it is currently, I think, 8 o'clock, just gone 8. I need to leave in 20 minutes and I have decided to just try to see if an idea I've had is going to work. So basically we have head torches and obviously like walk-in trousers and stuff, like waterproof gear. And originally when we bought this house I wanted to get one of those shoe storage cabinets that has the drawer at the top, but for some reason I thought that we didn't have the height to have one of them, so we've just got an ordinary shoe storage cabinet with no drawer. And the drawer was going to be for like junk basically, but you know, like at the time dog leads, head torches, keys, that kind of thing. But obviously because we don't have that, we now have an alternative thing for the keys and also like the dog leads and stuff like that for Barney. But the head torches are currently in the coffee table in the lounge, and it's really annoying because if you forget to get them, then obviously you've got to go back into the lounge. You've either got to crawl on your hands and knees or take your shoes back off, and it's just inconvenient and annoying. So I was considering buying another little like drawer unit to put next to the shoe cabinet, but I had a bit of a brainwave last night and remembered that I have a little unit in the beauty room / office that currently houses all of my spare beauty stuff and like other things that I need for my beauty treatments. But I was going to see if I could relocate that into the wardrobe where I've currently got 2 crates and an old hamper basket. I was going to see if I could basically decant all of the products amongst those 3 storage things. And if I can, then I want to see, well, first of all I need to see if that little unit's going to fit or not. And then obviously see if I can relocate everything, and if so, then there's obviously a free storage solution. So I'm just going to quickly measure the unit. I think it is going to stick out a little bit, but I'm not too fast per se, because Jack's going to have to do some adaptations to it anyway. You can see me. This is the unit, and I actually got this for free from someone on the estate. So you're actually a little bit high up there. So basically for the minute all I'm going to do is just take these drawers out and take the unit itself downstairs, just so I can see how much it's going to stick out, because it is going to stick out, but I kind of know that. Right, why are you not? Well, this is a good start, isn't it? Oh right, yeah, okay, it's got those silly little tabs. Okay, so it's obviously not pushed right back. So I'm thinking that it's going to go the other side, so actually there. I'm going to get Jack to match the height, so raise it up, so that it is the same height at least as the shoe cabinet. It's actually quite a bit shorter. So it's whether or not I could get him to put some feet on it that then mould round the skirting so that then it sits that much back. I know it's not a lot, but I feel like that would be good. At the minute that's the kind of size difference. Basically it had feet, but it was all, this is a bathroom cabinet. It had feet and the feet like warped, I suppose, so we cut the feet off, which is why it's quite short, and obviously why that's a bit jagged. So I would get Jack to put some feet on it, maybe put like a bit of a batten edge and then raise it up, and then probably put a piece of MDF on the top, because there's lots of nail holes in this where I had to kind of give it a bit of stability. I don't actually hate that. I might just quickly swap around the units. Are you going to be able to see if I do that? Yeah, you should be able to. Obviously it's really hard to envisage because at the minute that is shorter than the unit, obviously. It's a bit of a shame that it's not one higher, because obviously if it was one higher, that's one, an extra drawer, and two, obviously more storage. Now I'm thinking, could I get Jack to add an extra thing to it, because I'm just terrible. Anyway, that's kind of my idea. Obviously the main thing is I need to see if I can relocate all of the products from this little unit. If I can, then great. If I can't, then it's back to the drawing board. But yeah, I'm just going to go quickly see if I can just sort a little bit out upstairs, and I'll obviously bring you along on this little rejig. So these are all the products that I have in here. So I've got to basically try and fit them amongst this lot, which is already quite full. So I need to have a bit of a sort out, obviously, in those, and see if I can reorganise them a bit better. I do actually have another unit up in the loft that I can call upon if I need to. It's not got drawers though, it's just one of those open bathroom caddy things. So obviously, yeah, you can see everything, which is why I opted for that little unit in the first place, because I don't like seeing things. Okay. Oh. Okay, so I have actually managed to fit everything into the 3 crates, minus my nail lamp, which, to be fair, I'm probably just going to put on top of one of these boxes. And then also my little thing, which I'm undecided whether I'm going to put in the wardrobe or move it onto the window ledge. Not sure just yet. But I'm pretty pleased that I managed to fit all that in. So, Jack is going on a cycling camp on Sunday to Spain, and he has got to take his bike with him, so he's bought a bike bag and he is just unboxing it now. Don't want to show you our address, so I'm just trying to get around. Jack, we've got Barney here. Hello Barney, how are you?
Perfect time to try and build the bike bag with a, what's the word I'm looking for?
Labrador.
A Labrador, but what? Inquisitive Labrador, that's the word.
Basically, the reason we're trying to build it now, it's Friday, he doesn't go till Sundays. We need to work out if it's going to fit in my car or not, because I'm either going to be taking Jack to the airport or he's going to have to pay for parking and take it in his truck. But either way, we need to see how big it is.
And I need to actually build it so, because I haven't ever built it one before.
Yeah.
This is the first time for me travelling with a bike as well, so element of stress in that sense that it's something new. But so I've gone for the Evoc Pro bike bag, so obviously it folds down to being a bag so it can go in the loft easier, but it's got like an outer hard casing on the top and bottom, and supposedly...
Oh, sorry.
It's alright, he's in the way. So basically it's a bag, but it's got sort of, yeah, like I say, hard casing, and it's got poles and stuff inside that are meant to give the bike support and everything. So wheel covered. Also, what I love about this one is you don't have to worry about collapsing or turning the handlebars. I just got to take the pedals off and my wheels off. So.
Do you approve?
Is it good? Yeah, is it good? Yeah, he's a good boy.
Hello. Hi. Oh, yeah, what's that?
Fine, number 1. stabiliser sticks with pull tag on front side. Let's get all of it out.
Are you stopping by, or you actually here for the long haul?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here for the long haul.
Yeah. You just like to cut about in your gilet, don't you?
Yeah, sorry, I'm just...
Do you want my help?
Potentially. I think it's these things.
Have you got an itch?
Oh, I see, they go in, I think.
You're just such a beast, aren't you? You're such a beast. Yeah. After about 10 hours, it's nearly built. We just got to do the
we just worked out because
wheels and
read
stuff.
the instructions. You have to have basically they're different ones. You have to have these pull tabs because you have to basically deconstruct it to be able to get it to, because it's now solid. You have to pull them out to make it flex enough to get the bike in. So work that out. Fits in the back of the truck.
Doesn't fit in my car, so Jack's gonna have to take it out.
This is the bike stand. There's all various attachments for the through axles. You know where the wheels come off. Wheel bags are there. These get fitted onto there for the various, obviously make sure it's right for my bike. And then I might have to just lower the saddle and take the pedals off, and other than that we're good to go, so we're nearly there.
Hello everybody. Oh, I completely forgot that Jack did not put that in the places he did say. I just thought that we would run through our weekly food shop and give you some meal ideas. So basically, just so you know, Jack is intermittent fasting at the minute. Is that what it's called?
Yes, so back from my training camp, obviously eating a lot, although ridden a lot, also eating a lot, and I just feel like since my work trip to Portugal at the end of Jan, my weight's just gone up a little bit. Not a major problem, but I'd like to get it back down to where I was kind of before that.
Hold that thought. Sorry, the battery just died, so carry on, you were saying.
Anyway, just want to try and get my weight down a little bit, but don't want to get involved in any crash diets, not eating enough. So basically I've just made the breakfast that I have, the yogurt with all the fruit, nuts, seeds, all that stuff, not a lot bigger, but a bit bigger. Having it at about 12 instead of having breakfast at 11, lunch at 1, just having a bigger one meal to try and cut down the overall consumption, but still get the nutrients in.
So our food shop's a little bit depressing, to be honest, in terms of volume. Anyway, picked up a couple of little reduced goodies because my mum is coming down tomorrow, and Jack really wanted this bread because we're going to have ham, coleslaw, salad, that kind of thing for lunch, and he just wanted that. And I might have hot cross buns for breakfast tomorrow because why not? So we got some crisps, some eggs, sweets. These are for Jack's cycling training for the carbohydrates, Dr. Pepper, because we have no fizzy drinks in the house, and we always say that it's just nice to have on a weekend the option,
yes,
if nothing else. Got some milk, we got some cream because I saw Gemma Louise Miles making her own butter the other day, and we're all about homemade stuff, so I said to Jack, maybe we'll just get that, see if we can make our own butter. Coleslaw cheese. We normally have the full fat Greek yogurt, but again, this is part of Jack's trial. He's going to see how he feels having the fat-free Greek yogurt. So we already have 2 of the full fat left for me, and that's for him. Got some donuts, some stir-fry bits, some fruit, mince, because I'm now trialing having like meatballs with potatoes and salad for my lunch. Saw it on TikTok, it's very nice. Excuse these dead flowers in the background, by the way. I need to throw them in the bin, but I'm going to try and keep one of them to try and regrow. But that's a boring story. Some ham for our rolls, gammon for the week, so we're going to have gammon, halloumi because we have got a newfound love for halloumi, although I know it's quite fattening, but hey ho, it's nice. I bought some beetroot to add into my lunch just to mix it up a little bit. Again, some more bits and bobs here. This is for our ginger shot. Stir fried bits there, fruit, fish, potatoes, some tiger rolls and some normal rolls. So we're going to have burgers this week, but also again for tomorrow when my mum comes down. More crisps, and then we've got some cupboard bits here, so porridge oats, some herbs, some spices, some cinnamon, ketchup, some coconut milk. So we're going to have a chicken tikka masala tonight, homemade. Olive oil because it was on Asda price, whatever it is, rollback, and it's very expensive normally. Bubble bath for me, honey, some sweet corn, because I've been putting this in my lunch as well just to bulk it out a little bit, and some bleach. Total was £86. Not too shabby if you ask me. So we're just going to put it away and then start cooking dinner for them.
Right, homemade curry, classic us, don't really follow the recipe. Thought we needed coconut milk when we didn't really. We do have cream, but we decided as we got it we're going to actually use it. So
we had an actual coconut.
Had an actual coconut that we had for 5 months that's gone out of date. Cracked the bowl while trying to open it. We're not going to go for rice. We've got a couple of naan breads, a couple of onion bhajis in the oven. That's simmering down. We haven't followed the recipe, we just lobbed it all in as we always do. Job's a good one.
I had this little unit upstairs. I think I showed you actually in the last few clips. Yeah, I did. I definitely did. Anyway, moved it down here and I've actually vinyl wrapped the top of it with this wood vinyl. It's not perfect because I'm not a vinylist, but it will do. And we still need to raise it up on legs. We're just going to use probably some batten just to raise it up so it's the same height as this. But we haven't gotten around to doing that yet. And I'm undecided whether or not I want to try and fill in this. Don't mind the TV in the background, and try, well, we've got some D-cup handles anyway, but try and make it look a little bit more similar to that, or just leave it as it is, not really sure. But I also vinyl wrapped the top of our radiator cover, and we had on here originally some little apples, but they're wooden, and obviously with the vinyl wrap you couldn't really see them. So I've had a bit of a switch up. This is my charity shop find. It was £2 and the little picks were from Primark. I think it was like £1.80, and had a little bit of a switch up, but I think that looks blooming gorgeous if you ask me. All of the wood, I know that's a different type of wood, but I actually don't really mind it because it's just wooden at the end of the day. And I'm thinking that I'd like to get some more of this to vinyl wrap this. I never really liked this in the first place, but because we bought it I thought, oh sod it, why not, we'll just roll with it. But I bought it to be really similar to our tiles, but it's not at all, and I just think it looks a bit odd. So the colour that's in here is very, very similar to this. It's not 100% match, but it's very similar. So I'm thinking I'm probably going to vinyl wrap that as well, because I've now got a newfound love for vinyl wrapping, just to tie that in a little bit better. Or see if there's one that's a bit more similar to our table. Not really sure. As you can see, we've started the seed growing process. Let me just mute the TV for a minute. So my mum is growing most of it at her house because we've grown it all together. So we've got the potatoes chitting at the minute. This is an onion from the shop that's just looking a bit worse for wear, to be honest. So I need to find out from my mum whether or not I can regrow this or if it just needs to go in the bin because it's a little bit squishy. This is a Philadelphus cutting that I took last year. It's looking a bit sad but also quite healthy at the same time. These are bougainvillea cuttings, all of these from my grandparents' house. This is a little hydrangea cutting, one of many. I've got about 8 of them. Then we've got our onions just here, another Philadelphus thing there. This is an inside orchid, and then we've got various different seeds in here, and then we also need to direct sow quite a few things. So my mum is coming down tomorrow, as I said already, but we're going to do a little bit of rejigging out in the garden, moving some things around, because at the minute I've got my herb planter just out the front of the kitchen window in quite a large planter, but basically because we've now got the greenhouse, been doing a little bit of research, and certain things don't like being grown in the greenhouse because it causes extreme temperatures in the summer. So herbs like the extreme temperatures. So I'm thinking of relocating the herbs into a planter that we've got in the greenhouse, and then having this planter out the front to grow vegetables that like to be outside. And it's also slightly bigger, so I'm hoping they'll be able to grow quite a bit more. And then we've got our new bin planter storage that we didn't have last year, and we're going to put all of our strawberries in there. But again, we just need to sort of go through, and quite a lot of them have died, which is annoying, but I got lots of runners from my mum's plants. So we should have about 20, 25 strawberry plants to plant up, which would be quite good. Mum's bringing the garlic as well that we overwintered, or grew over the winter, I don't know what, but you have to give it a cold snap to make it pop out. And just have a bit of a sort out really in the garden, because it's been very neglected where Jack's been racing his bike, and obviously now is the sort of time where you can move things. And also I've got star jasmine out in the garden that is on the left hand side of our garden on the fence, but it's too shady and it's not happy where it is. It wants to be in a sunnier spot, so I need to figure out what we're going to do with that. Originally I was thinking of putting an archway out the front of our house and growing it up that, but I'm not sure if we're going to be able to build one out of wood like I wanted to, so I might just have to buy a metal one, but obviously it needs to be sturdy enough to hold the plant. So yeah, we're just going to have a little bit of tinkering, a little bit of pottering around, go to the farmer's market, go shopping, because my mum needs to get a few bits of food shopping, and she wants to do just a couple of little homey bits, and we will bring you along for the journey. So I feel like it's been a long time no speak, because honestly we haven't even had 5 minutes just to sit down, but we really want to get back into filming, and I think sometimes you just got to literally just pick up the camera and just crack on and just roll with it. So as you can see, looking my best as always, but life is just go 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 all the time, and we're going to try and get better at bringing you along on those crazy journeys, because basically Jack last week was in Spain on a training camp, so obviously prior to that it was all about getting packed, getting him ready, getting him to the airport, all of that sort of stuff. And then obviously, as you know, he's been racing his bike. I've had a few days off here and there, but I've also been going to my mum's, and then I had to take my brother to the airport, so it's just not, there's just not been time to pick up the camera basically. But we will have a big old catch up with you, and that's that really. It's a Friday today and we both have the day off.
Yeah.
If you're wondering what Jack is doing, he is just icing his leg, so
yes.
I feel like you look a little bit sort
shifty,
of hunched over.
Yeah, and I'm still wearing my gilet. Sorry, I'm looking like I'm not hanging around.
But we've got a few things on today, but we're also going to just see where the day takes us. So it is 20 to 9, had a chilled start, we've been for our morning walk. At 10 o'clock we've got a meeting with our mortgage advisor about the remortgaging process.
First time for us.
Yeah, that is that. I'd like to clean the outside of the windows because they are absolutely filthy. And we're going to try and go on a bike ride, aren't we?
Yeah, weather looks nice, blue skies.
Bit chilly this morning,
but it's going to warm up a bit,
yeah.
Hopefully.
And my car is currently in the garage. It's having an MOT and a few bits done, so I've just got to wait around as well for the call to go and collect that. I had my mum down last weekend, and we just did a few bits in the garden, pruning back. We bought an archway for out the front, and I've created a new little flower bed, but we just need to wait until the weather warms up a little bit to dig out one of the plants that's there. And we'll just generally sort of take you along what we've been doing over the last few weeks / couple of months.
Yeah, reason I'm icing my leg is I had a week in Spain on my bike with my team, and stupidly I crashed on the first day. I actually crashed twice within 5 minutes. Managed to concuss myself the second time, but the first time I did into a hairpin, just drop it and slide along the road. So I'm not going to show you. High up on my right calf, bit of road rash. Calf, quad. Yeah. See, knocked to the head. And yeah, to be fair, now it's been like 2.5 weeks. Well, you know, it's just basically a bit of scarring and scab, but it was very swollen, and the swelling's kind of has come down a lot, but it was kind of almost like a tennis ball out the side of my leg for a while, so I've been trying to kind of ice it once or twice a day, so still trying to do that just to get the last little bit to heal up, but feeling much better now.
Yeah.
And I'm not bleeding and leaking blood everywhere that I was for the first week or two. Lovely.
Yeah, pretty grim.
The joys of cycling.
Yeah.
Or crashing.
We will check in with you when we actually do something.
Peak adult experience.
putting washing on the line. This is our new washing line. You see, the one off the side of the house is great. It's good for space saving, but it doesn't get the sun this time of year and this time of day, whereas this will be in the sun, well, you know, soon. So here we are, peak adulting.
Hello team, just a little bit low there. So it is now 11:15. We have cleaned the outside of the lower windows because our ladder does not reach the top ones, sad times. So we are gonna have to get a window cleaner in. Some might think that's counterproductive because obviously we probably shouldn't have cleaned the outside of the lower down windows, but we can always redo them, doesn't really matter. We've done that, we've had our mortgage meeting as well, so that's all good, should go through swimmingly because we haven't got to faff around doing any sort of admin bits, so that's all good. And we're just having a late breakfast now. We're just having our usual, which is oats, yogurt, frozen fruit. Oh, we should have shown them. We started doing something slightly different. Jack tried it and then I basically gate crashed his party. So usually what we would do is like an overnight oats situation. So obviously you put the porridge oats in, mix it with the yogurt and a bit of milk, all the gear, and then overnight it obviously does whatever it's meant to do. Then, what was it, like Monday? Ow.
Yeah, I just tried it, basically.
Cook the oats
just
first,
doing the oats as porridge, yeah, basically. And
let
then
it cool down,
obviously when you're making it to, just let it cool down and then sticking the yogurt on top. So then the oats are just that bit more creamy.
And it is lemon delicious. Much creamier than the overnight oats, because I find when you do overnight oats, you still get that oaty texture, which is a little bit floury, a bit powdery, whereas with this you don't get it because obviously they're cooked. So we're just going to eat this, then we're probably going to go and do our food shop whilst we digest, and then hopefully the weather holds up, we're then going to go out
for a cafe ride.
Yeah. So just whilst Jack's finishing his brunch, just thought I'd show you what we are currently growing. So these are our onions. Just bought some onion sets because my mum thinks it's just a bit easier, and I basically split a bag of 50 with my brother because we both don't have the space to grow 50. So they are just doing their thing, growing their little green shoots before they will go in the ground. That's just to stop the birds from pecking at them and eating them, basically, I think. Got our potatoes chitting just here. As you can see, we're just having to follow the light that's coming through the window as it sort of moves around. And then over here, if I can get there from this way, because I've got my little thing going on there, and we have got 3 courgettes. I need to split these up into separate pots because this one is obviously being a bit overcrowded and not getting its thing, but also equally they are outgrowing their little pots. That's good. I've got sweet pea. As you can see, I literally have the one, so I need to sow some more. Again, that one there is sweet peas, but it's not doing very well. This is basil, which I actually have got a couple of little green bits coming up, which is fun. Tomatoes just here. I only want to grow 4, but I've managed to grow 6, so that's good. So I have to rehome 2 of them. That is peppers, but not even doing anything. And then this is parsley. So as you can see, I've created a little bit of an incubator with just some plastic, like party cups, basically, to try and keep the warmth in, but also the condensation then lightly waters them, I suppose. And then this is our little orchid. I think I might have to cut this bit off because I think that's dead, but never mind. This is a little offcut of my star jasmine from outside because we basically took it off of its what is it called? Obelisk. Is it an obelisk? I think it is. And a little bit broke off. And these in here are just little offcuts of bleeding heart that we think are dead, but also might not be dead because they had roots. So just got them in the house basically to see if I can revive them. So that is that. Jack's just eating his thingy, and I don't know if you can see, but there is our archway out the front of our house. We just need to bash it down a little bit, but I'm basically gonna dig We have 2 star jasmines, just to confuse things, but I'm going to dig the one out of the back garden because it's not happy where it is, pop it in a pot and then put it on this slab and then have it grow over the archway. So I think that'll be quite nice. And as you can see, it's very sunny out the front of our house, and I need to do a bit of pruning of the hydrangeas, but I'm not going to do that just yet because it's still a little bit cold, so just need to cut those down to the buds. And then this time is going to be moved to that square planter there. This is rosemary. Basically, originally this was my herb planter, but as you can see, the thyme is absolutely taking over everything and was making everything else suffocate. So I've moved all the other herbs into the greenhouse in a planter in there, and then I'm going to just basically limit this growth by putting it in that smaller planter and then utilising this to grow other bits and pieces. But need to top up the compost level, obviously. And I would also like to plant out my strawberry plants into their new home, which is the bin planter, today, if I can. But we've got lots to do, and it's a day off, so ultimately if it doesn't get done till tomorrow, then that's fine. Look at me go. So we've just been food shopping, and we are now just about to go out on our bikes. I'm going to just adjust my helmet a little bit and obviously do it up. It is actually quite cold, so I've just run upstairs and got some gloves, and Jack is just outside prepping the bikes because I don't get involved in that kind of thing. And I'm still waiting for the call from the garage about my car. They did call when we were out food shopping just to say that a spring or something needed doing, so they were going to do that. So in theory they should call sort of any minute, which is really annoying because obviously we're just about to go on our bikes and probably going to miss the call. So anywho, we're just going to go out for a bike ride, go for a little coffee stop or cafe stop, whatever, and then come back, and then the evening is ours, obviously once we've got my car.
17.
Hello again, everybody. Joining you from the truck because we are just on our way to get my car. Basically, they called me, I think I said just before we went out on the bike, they called me to say it needed a couple of bits. So we then went out on our bikes, what, like 2?
Yeah, I think we rolled out the door about 2, yeah, something like that.
Cycled out, stopped at a little cafe, had a hot drink and I had a cake, Jack had a cinnamon bun. I didn't have a cake, what did I have? A slice of sticky toffee. What was it?
It was like a sticky toffee cake.
Yeah.
Thick cake, but it
slice
was...
of cake,
yeah.
whatever. And I was kind of expecting to have had a missed call in that time because where we were cycling to was just down the road from where my car is. But I didn't have anything, so I was like, okay, fine. So I said, well, realistically, I've just got to wait till I get home now. We literally got home 4:45, just before that maybe. And I said to Jack, maybe I should give him a call because it's been like 5 hours or longer. And I'd rather get it today than tomorrow because regardless, I need it for Monday because I've got to go to work. And I was just kind of expecting again to have had a missed call, and I didn't, but we had gone on roads where the signal was really bad, so I thought, well, I'll just call them and see if we've missed a call, whatever. Anyway, we're on our way to get the car now, and just thought that we'd check in after a bike ride. So 56k, the longest I've ridden in a very long time. I think even July it probably only did like 20k.
I mean, even last year or the last few years, how far we did.
So I mean, I feel like the most we got when we cycled at your parents was like 60k.
Maybe 60, yeah.
And that was kind of like a regular basis, like weekly or every other week.
Yeah.
But since then it's really only been like 20, maybe 30k max. And yes, we did stop, but I've had a really big week this week because I have started, well, literally only this week, doing spin followed by body combat on a Wednesday, and just generally like pushed quite hard in the gym this week. So I'm absolutely battered, and probably from about 35k I'd say I really struggled. Just nothing to give really, not even like energy, just my body was so sore, and I've actually got a really painful back. I think just from obviously not being used to cycling in that position, it's a little bit cold, he didn't dress very well. I just missed a call again from Mum.
Unbelievable.
So yeah, I'm a shell of a woman, and I'm just going to give my mum back and speak to her. So yeah, that's that, and then we're going to go home and make dinner because we've only had one meal today. So, don't know if you can hear me, it's quite windy, but we're just planting up our strawberries in our lovely bin storage, and Jack is just seeing if we can adapt this to also be like a mini planter because we've got a few surplus plants there because this section I'm going to grow onions in. So we've just repurposed our little table that we had here to another strawberry planter. And then we've got these up here. And then I've, like I say, got this section free for my onions.